Hello, my gorgeous light beings, my healers, my star seeds, my light workers. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, The Pleiadian Priestess. I have a juicy reading for you guys today, so stick around for today's topic. Hi, if you're still here and you're still watching, welcome. Today's reading is going to be about what is your divine feminine persona, okay? When do you shine the brightest? What's your secret sauce? We could say your highest form. When are you in your most highest vibration? So what are you doing? How are you acting? That kind of things we're going to be getting into in today's reading to kind of decipher your highest feminine persona, okay? Or your divine feminine form, your highest divine feminine form. We'll go with that as well. So we have three groups in front of us. Oh gosh. Okay, for group one, we have the goddess Allah and grief. Sorry, that was too close. For group two, we have Aizen, miracles. I know this one I'm going to give you a good view because that one is blurred in the freaking lights, which is annoying. And then for group three, we have Satira, which is brazen. Okay, so you're going to choose the one that calls out to you the most. Maybe if I move them down more, you'll see them better. Yeah, that's better. Then it's like almost slightly out of frame, so it's like, meh. So we have group one, group two, group three. You're going to choose the group that calls out to you the most, the goddess that calls out to you the most, and we will get more into who she is at your reading. So I will be seeing you guys there. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Welcome to your reading. If you chose Allah, grief, then you are in the right place. The first thing I noticed about her is she is pregnant. If you can see in the card, she's pregnant right there. So you are always pregnant with positivity. I just heard pregnant with new beginnings and creativity. So it was giving a little bit of Empress energy. I don't know why I blanked on that. Empress energy. So you could be someone that people are like get tongue tied or nervous around, or kind of like lose their train of thought whenever they see, because it could be your beauty. I'm hearing good grief. Oh gosh, that is a saying that people say when it's just like when someone is probably, it's something is too much. So the grief can be too much, the beauty can be too much, the personality can be too much, something along those lines. And there's just like good grief whenever they see you. So your divine feminine, your highest divine feminine persona is one that makes people, they're taken aback. It makes them pause. Exactly, I just heard a pregnant pause. So you make them pause for a second. They really don't know what to say or how to respond to what you say, your vibration, your energy, the persona, your personality, that kind of thing. So if I didn't say it, today's reading is going to be about what is your divine feminine persona. I'm pretty sure if you're at this group you would know, because you clicked on the reading first and foremost, and I hope you watched at least a little smidgen of the intro. Okay. So we're going to be getting into when do you shine the brightest? What are you doing? How are you acting? That kind of thing. But with grief here, you could be someone who's very good at helping others kind of process or heal their grief, because you are the empress in the way. You're like a motherly figure. You take care of people. I'm hearing you're like a mother hen, or um, I'm also hearing a grandma that tries to fill everybody up with food. So you are definitely the person that is trying to heal people through food. Good vibes, nurturing, that kind of vibe. You're not someone, I don't think you really believe too much in um tough love. I don't think you're someone who would give tough love. There are people who would. I'm not getting the vibe that you are that kind of person. You're definitely someone who is giving care and through nurturance, through making people feel like you're there for them, through being taken care of, essentially. um Pregnant could also be, maybe some people mistake you for being pregnant because you can have a belly sometimes. That could be coming through, like, oh my gosh, congratulations. You're like, oh, I'm not pregnant, ho. And they're like, oh, sorry. That kind of thing can come through sometimes. But here we have the crescent moon, and it's funny. I love when this happens. Yesterday, I was watching a show, The Good Witch. For any of you who are interested in the show, it's really good. It's kind of like my comfort show, because it's like a very easygoing show, and you kind of learn things along the way. So basically, in this episode, they're trying to break a curse that was placed on their family line. So two people from different family lines where a curse was placed on them like hundreds of years ago, and they met again in this lifetime, and they found out about the curse through like falling in love kind of vibe. So basically they want to be together, so they have to find a way to break the curse to be in love. That's the part of the show that I'm on right now. I forget what season, but I just started watching it after going through a break just yesterday. I wanted like something very easy, nothing that I'll have to get too invested in kind of vibe. And the crescent moon came through, and they said it's creativity, intuition, and something else. But then Cassie in the show also said the crescent moon was used for travelers. They would put it on their wagons to show that they like a traveling curse, essentially, maybe. And that's literally what grief could mean. You're a traveling curse. Wow. Interesting. That's not what I was getting at all, but some people could feel that way about you. That could be your most divine feminine persona when you are exacting maybe revenge on someone or causing grief. Jesus Christ. Okay. Interesting. But definitely that's what Cassie said. Because they're like, oh my gosh, like, where did you find this picture? And they found it somewhere in the house or in the office. And she's like, the crescent moon was used on traveling wagons to, I guess, show that the person was a traveler and they were someone who could do curses, something like that. So that could be who you are as well. Your most divine feminine persona is someone who be doing curses. Okay. I did say I was going to read more about the goddess, so we're gonna get into it. I have to get the book out, the thing first. Okay, so let's get into Allah. She's probably going to be at the beginning because she begins with an A, right? Not, nay. Every day I love you just a little bit more. The Lovers. Okay, Allah is 58. Okay, Goddess of Grief. She's Igbo and Nigeria. Her temple is the Lovers and her element is the bush. Okay, so ancient Earth Mother Allah is the foremost Igbo Alusi deity. Goddess Allah oversees motherhood, fertility, and the afterlife. Okay, exactly. After death, humans return to the womb of Allah, replanted in the soul to reincarnate. Okay, so Allah's guidance: give spirit your grief, bawl it out, wail it out, cry it out, sob, shriek, shed tears, surrender. Now that's more the vibe that I was getting from you. Where, like I said, you help people through their grief. You're gonna take care of them. You're gonna be a shoulder to cry on for them, and that is when you are embodying your most highest divine feminine form. I guess when you're being a mother to all. So, her goddess declaration is I am supported by loved ones, those who are seen and those who are unseen. So, some of you could also do like ancestral work. Maybe you have an altar, you are very big or very close with your ancestors, and you are very good at connecting with other people's ancestors as well. That's not everybody doesn't have that gift. I have trouble with that. So, I definitely like bow down to you for that because I can't. Like, it's hard for me to do that. Like, I have trouble connecting with my own guides sometimes. Like, and I'm like, how can I connect with other people's child? You know what I mean? But I guess that's kind of what I do in these readings. I ask for the guidance of angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. So, I never know who is coming through to push the messages through, but they be coming through. So shout out to y'all as well, spirit. I appreciate you. Okay. So that's what we have with Allah. Maybe I can get one more card. When is my group one at their most highest divine feminine form? When you're taking care of others, and it's very funny how I was saying something about the crescent moon representing creativity, fertility, and intuition. Maybe it was fertility and intuition. So the next one we have naked, not naked, child. Okay, we have mommy wata. Stop it, make me say, make me harder. Make me lose my breath. Make me water. That song is coming through. So you commit people, and that's what I was saying. Isn't that literally what I was saying at the beginning about good grief? Like, good grief, you give off just empress. They just can't. There's something here about your naked form. Maybe people could fantasize about what you would look like naked a lot of the time. Okay, please, people who's doing this, relax. It's giving crusty and dusty. Here we have harvest. So you are definitely someone who is always, I'm hearing, reaping what they sow, but in a good way. And I do feel like for this grief card here, maybe people who do things against you definitely do experience some grief for having hurt you. When you're in your most divine feminine form, that karma comes quick, is what I just heard. Okay, so there's also something here about celebration, and this harvest is literally giving me harvesting food to give to others. So you are definitely just like the mother figure, taking care of everyone, making people feel safe, being their most naked and vulnerable selves was another meaning that naked could also mean here. I don't really want to go in the book and read for every goddess that came out because you guys got a lot of cards. Here we have Queen Ya Asantewa, level up. So there's something here about you helping people level up. So with this grief and level up, it's definitely giving me you take them from the process of grief into their, I'm hearing final form. So you are the person they have to go through to experience this change needed and necessary is what I mostly heard. This change necessary to level up. So like I said, if someone is going through grief or experiencing a hard time, they're going through a dark night of the soul, a shadow phase, or they're going through a tower moment, you're the person they would run to because you're the person that can help them. There's definitely something like very magical and out of this world about you with this mermaid, otherworldly essentially as well. So it's kind of like you have connections to other worlds, the ancestors, the spirit guides, the angels. And it's funny how I mention them. Like I usually say all those things before the reading starts. I don't have to say it during the reading because that's something that I want to keep to myself. But I did say it during the reading. I call on the help of the angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. You may call on the help of otherworldly beings, goddesses, literally mermaids, fairies, stuff like that could be your whole shtick. And that's how you kind of help people. There's also like a joy about you, a celebration, because harvest is definitely giving celebration or the something of your efforts. Like you're definitely someone who celebrates all of your wins. And I do feel like that is something that is very important to you. So when you are you are celebrating, you are happy, I'm hearing jovial when you're in your highest divine feminine persona, when you're taking care of others, when you're opening yourself up to that soft life, essentially is kind of what I'm getting with this harvest and this level up when you're naked. I'm hearing, can you love me naked? When you're your naked self, when you are not putting on a front, is essentially what I'm getting. That song is Naked by Ella May, and she's basically saying she's looking for someone who can love her naked because she has flaws. Sometimes she wakes up and she's bitchy. She doesn't want to be everybody's friend. Sometimes she is, happy. Sometimes she's crying, but she wants someone who can love her in all of her many forms. And that could be something that you could be looking for, but you're kind of holding off because you don't show who you really are to the world. And if you don't do that, how do you expect to attract people who will love you for who you truly are? Like, it's basically someone who is putting on a front of being happy all the time, and then they attract a partner that expects them to be happy all the time, then get mad at said partner for expecting them to be happy all the time, saying, well, I'm human, and human, we have bad days. Like, well, they're like, well, you only showed me the good days. You didn't show me the bad days. You didn't show me the days where you weren't wearing makeup. You didn't show me the days where you were dressed down and looking raggedy sometimes. You didn't show me those hobo days. You only showed me the days when you was looking good. So excuse me for expecting you to look good all the time, kind of thing is what I'm getting, that kind of vibe. You put on a front and then expect people to deal with all the other things that come after the falling in love. And it's kind of like, well, you was lying from jump, sis or sir. And they're like, well, what do you expect me to expect when you were putting on a show, essentially. So when you wear your most naked self, you may be someone who loves walking around naked as well, okay? You love being naked, frolicking naked, that kind of thing. You would definitely be the person that's frolicking in the meadows naked, frolicking around a fire in the woods on a full moon naked, okay? And I love that for you. That is just amazing. That's beautiful. You're celebrating. And this is like definitely being showcasing the otherworldliness about you, the etherealness about you. That is what when you shine the brightest, honestly, when you are in your mermaid form, when you are in your dancing celebratory form. And I love how she's almost naked in this card here. So we have one more card that did fly out, and we have betrayal. Wow, you guys are just getting. We have betrayal and we have grief. See, this is what this is kind of giving me when you're showing the negative emotions. Like I said, when you are trying to be loved naked, when you are being the crybaby, when you're being the brat, when you're being the mother, when you're being the child, when you're being a little bit of everything, when you have those crone tendencies to be the wise one, when you are showing everything, you're not just showing one part of yourself, you're showing the many facets of you. Okay, you have the spider with the many legs. You don't have just one persona to you. You have many different personalities maybe, and you only try to show one. And it's like, how are we supposed to know who you truly are? How are you supposed to shine bright when you're not even showing your full self all the time, you know? So when you're being true to yourself, you know, and I'm hearing that song, um, see, I'm hearing that song True to Your Heart from Mulan. And it took me to the reflection song she sings in that movie as well. Like, when will my reflection show who I am inside? Your reflection will never show that unless you are vulnerable and let those walls down. That's funny. I love that. Yeah. I'm like, true to your heart. This is not supposed to be a love reading. But then they're like, nope. It's taking me to the Mulan, the reflection song in that movie. Yeah, so there's something here about you hiding who you are when you are happy, when you're jovial, when you're free spirited, you know, when you're kind of like, when you are messy, when you are all over the place, when you do show the signs of grief that everybody as humans experience, when you do show the signs of betrayal, when you show that things affect you, when you show your emotions, basically, is when you are at your highest, most divine feminine form, you know, when you allow people to see. And when you level up, and I feel like leveling up is being brave enough, courageous enough to show who you really are, not be afraid to let all the ugly out, essentially, you know, not be afraid to let your person, your partner, your friend see you raggedy, you know. This is giving me the vibe of, what movie was it? Was it Napoli Ever After on Netflix with Sana Laughlin, where she was with this one guy, and before he would wake up, she would run in the bathroom and brush her teeth and put on makeup and all this kind of stuff, and he would wake up and be like, oh my gosh, you still look so good in the morning, not even realizing all the work she put in before he woke up. And he's just thinking she looks that way when she wakes up, and obviously she doesn't. She wasn't letting him see the sometimes the smudge marks on your mouth from maybe you was drooling in your sleep. You wasn't letting them see the crust in your eyes, you know, kind of thing. And you just wake up looking perfect, or always putting on this strong person, nothing affects me person, you know, only showing people the good, the celebratory things, you know, not letting friends, family, lovers, anything see the grief and the betrayal. When you feel betrayed, they wouldn't see it because you cover it up. When you're going through grief, you're so used to being strong for everyone else, you don't let it show. That kind of thing. But when you do let these things show, I feel like that's when you will have the most in your life to celebrate. That just came through. So let's keep going. I'm just getting caught on one card. I'm sorry. I tend to do that sometimes. Hmm. So now we're going to be using some cards from the Audacity deck. I got this for Christmas from my bestie. Love her. What is their secret sauce? We're going to use these cards for that portion. Like, what's their secret sauce? When are they shining in their highest vibration? Please, group one. When are they shining in their highest vibration? Thank you. Okay, that's it. I heard one more. We'll get one more. When are they shining in their highest vibration? Please, group one. When are they shining in their highest vibration? Give me a card, please. Oh! Okay, I'll take that one. Sir, I know you're not choosing right now to start eating. You see these dogs, bro. Send them back. Return to sender. He always do this. He's always either barking, eating, coughing, sneezing during the reading. And I'm like, sir, you just out here. I'm pretty sure you guys can't hear him, but I definitely can. And this distracts me. Okay, so the first card that flew out was the slice. So yeah, when you're taking a slice out of life, having the time of your life. Now, I'm definitely going to get into the descriptions from these cards, but I feel like she put a lot of thought into them, and they're very well said, very well thought out. So I'm definitely going to be reading into what these are. So we have the slice. We have the life of the party. Exactly, this harvest, when you're being your true self, when you're not holding back. Like, you are giving me someone who always wants to be maybe put together, prim, proper. You're not going to be cussing, singing at the top of your lungs, and that's truly who you are. I'm pretty sure when you're at home, you're singing at the top of your lungs, dancing around the house, you know, not looking your, I'm hearing your picture perfect best kind of vibe, you know, and that is when you shine the brightest, when you're at home just chilling. Bring that energy outside with you. Okay, I'm hearing the sing like nobody's watching, listening, and dance like nobody's watching. That's the vibe that allows you to be in your highest form when you're doing that. When you're taking a slice out of life, okay, and when you're the life of the party. Here we also have the moon. Interesting. So there is something here about a big divine feminine energy, you know, like a goddess of the moon kind of energy. I'm seeing that card from the energy oracle, goddess of the moon. So you are definitely someone that people want to praise and look up to. You could be someone who has a problem receiving compliments as well. Like people are telling you, oh my gosh, you look so good, you smell so good, you taste so good, child. I just came through, heard you. And you're just like, oh no. Be like, thank you. You know what I mean? Embrace that side of you that people admire, you know? Or maybe you don't feel like you look the best that day and that's when you get the most compliments. That is telling you that's your sign to dress down more or to dress comfortably, you know? Like it's giving me the vibe of someone who's always wearing pinstripe suits and the highest of heels, child. Those skinny ones that could like that I would never be able to wear because I have weight, okay, on me, so I'm not gonna do it. But the high skinny heels, the pinstripe, you know, or the pinstripe or the pin suit, that kind of thing, and you're always looking like that, and you don't get compliments, you know. But that's like you putting on like a cloak. You're putting on your armor essentially. When you're just out and about chilling, looking casual, that's when you get the most compliments because people can feel your true energy. Like you think you're putting on the front, but people can feel and always tell when you're being your true and honest, authentic self, and that's when they flock to you the most. So you may seem or may feel like you get the most compliments when you're looking raggedy daggedy, but it's not that. It's because that's who you really are, your true highest form. When you're not putting on a show, putting on a front kind of thing. Yeah, and that's when you're most enchanting with this ethereal otherworldliness about you. That's when you're most enchanting and people want to praise you and give you compliments, you know. And what is this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be some kind of fish thing? Oh, wolf. They drew this wolf. They drew this wolf real crazy. They could be, yeah, and what was I saying about you dancing and frolicking under a full moon naked? That and sis is naked because we can see her butt. Wow, that's something you do. Oh my gosh, stop it. Yeah, that is when you're in your highest form, when you are praising the moon. You are being the goddess. You're being the empress. You are being the believer. You're being the something. I'm feeling like maybe when you're showing more of your spiritual side is when you are like in your highest form. Because you could be someone who doesn't want anybody to know you're into the crystals, the tarot decks, the astrology, because there's a stigma surrounding this world, the occult, that kind of thing, the things that are unseen that not many people talk about or are interested in. They're mostly scared of it. There's something here about you may be hiding that part of yourself because you're scared of the pushback you'll get. So you're that person, like I said, you're in the suit, you're having your hair perfectly pressed, you have the makeup perfectly on, you know, you always have your armor, your suit on, so nobody can ever tell you, oh, you're this, you're that, you're weird, you know, that kind of thing. It's also what I'm getting. But I'm also got a message that you can be someone who has dealt with betrayal and grief from friends who have betrayed you in the past or thought you were weird, that kind of thing. So like I feel like when you show your scars, you're the most beautiful. Just flat out, you know, plain blank. But yeah, I love how that I was talking about the moon and frolicking, dancing under the moon and under a full moon, and that's literally what she's doing right here. She's praising the goddess of the moon. So maybe you're someone who doesn't believe in Christianity, but you believe in the goddess of the moon, and that's something you don't tell people because you think it would make you weird. And like I said, that's all things occult, and that is like even though it's more mainstream these days, it's still something that's looked down upon. But let me get into the book here and read about the slice because I do feel like I love that the what she said about that because I've gotten it a few times in other readings. The slice is 22. So the slice, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. This is the part that I love because I sing this song just randomly, like bursting out, like I said, sing like nobody's listening, dance like nobody's watching. That's literally what I do. I'm just bursting out singing at all times. I don't care. I do it in the readings. And like I haven't heard any complaints yet, but I know it's not everybody's cup of tea kind of vibe, but I'm still doing because that's me. So the people who like that are going to stay on the channel. If they don't, they're going to leave kind of vibe, you know, being my most authentic self on here. But when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Like I love this song. I just sing it randomly. This is why I wanted to read it. Okay, yeah, that is reiterating what I was saying about just singing like nobody's watching, dancing like nobody's listening. Okay, and I know I butchered that, but I wanted to keep going. You know, even if you mess up, just continue going through it. You know, don't like and I love how we have the empress on the other side. Just saying that. I know I'm like all over the place right now, but yeah, because I was talking about her and she kind of came through, Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, just owning your mistakes. I said it the wrong way. It's like sing like nobody's listening and dance like nobody's watching, but I said it flipped. Sing like nobody's watching. Literally, if you're outside and you want to burst into song, do it. Who cares if anybody's watching? Anyway, your message, any way you slice it, you're hooked, you're besotted, you're smitten, you're completely obsessed, and that is when you are your most highest self. That people are feel this way. You're completely obsessed. You are in deep with all the toppings. Whatever it is you're fixated on has all of your attention. It's stuck to you like ooey gooey cheese, and you deserve it. Okay. So I feel like the things you've been through, the grief and the betrayal you've been through, when you show that side of you and you show how you leveled up from it, that's when you're in your highest, your most divine feminine persona. When you're the life of the party. When you show people that hasn't gotten you down, even though you've been through things, you're still this life of the party kind of person. And I feel like it makes you even more powerful when you can still be the life of the party and have a good time in life when you've been through so many things. So what is next? I haven't even gotten to the tarot yet, child. That's crazy. But we can always do that after. The tarot can confirm. When is group one at their most highest divine feminine energy, their form, please? Group one. Okay, we have illumination. When you're shedding light on the darkness. And that's literally what this grief is. When people are going through darkness and you're there shedding light on it, when you're finding creative ways to do new things with that whole creation or creativity and intuition. And I do feel like your intuition does play a big part in your divine feminine form. Like I said, you believing in the occult, astrology, tarot, runes. I just heard, what is it called? Roseomancy as well. Things of that nature, things that everybody don't do. You could be someone who indulges in the acts that everybody doesn't do, because now tarot became so mainstream. Maybe you don't want to be mainstream. You want to be in the dark and you want to discover things that haven't been discovered yet. So you're doing the roseomancy. There's a lot of readers on YouTube now who are doing readings with roses and flowers and candle wax readings and things that are not like it requires more intuition, because the cards literally have meanings. The oracle cards literally tell you what to say, basically. And you rely on intuition as well, but the cards are there as like a backup in case you lose yourself. Roseomancy is basically the drops and what you're getting through the drops, and really heavily, heavily relying on your intuition to hopefully, for you to heavily relying on your intuition in hopes that it will resonate with the person that watches. Basically, that's the vibe that I'm getting. When you explore the deepest, darkest parts of yourself and show the weirdness, you embrace the things that are not the most mainstream, is when you shine the brightest and you're in your most divine feminine form. Here we have diligence. And I kind of feel like diligence is like when you don't give up. You're very diligent about what you're doing, devoted. That kind of energy is coming through right now. I'm trying to figure out how I would do this. And you probably won't be able to see it, so let me move it over more. That should be better. When you're diligent and you don't give up. And just to make sure that I'm saying the right meaning for that, I'm going to get the box and see what the message in the card says. Like, you could be someone like who doubts yourself a lot. Because I've been reading the book for mostly all of the decks, and I don't usually do that. So there could be something here about you like wanting to make sure you're saying the right thing, which I love for you, because that's amazing, honestly. Not many people are, willing to admit they're wrong or double check certain things. So you could be like a fact checker or a source kind of person. You want to find the source of what someone said. You don't really believe what people tell you. You want to find So if someone tells you, I just saw this cool article the other day where it says that this is the new this, or this is a perfect way to change this. You're like, oh, where did you read it? I want to read it myself. I don't want to go off of hearsay. You're doing the research kind of vibe. I think that's what diligence means as well. So traditionally, fields were left fallow, which is unfarmed, for extended periods of time to allow the soil to recover and rebalance its nutrients, to break disease and pest cycles, and to provide a haven for wildlife. Letting fields lie fallow meant that the subsequent crops were much healthier and more vibrant, okay? And see, what was I saying, bro? I just caught that. Traditionally, fields were left fallow, unfarmed. Unfarmed. They weren't sitting there and trying to be aesthetically pleasing. You weren't trying to put on a show and putting on makeup and putting on the best clothes. You're just being who you wake up as. I woke up like this, literally. I love that. Yeah, that's coming through again. Um, for extended periods of time to allow the soil to recover and rebalance its nutrients, to break disease and pest cycles, and to provide a haven for wildlife. Letting fields lie fallow, unfarmed, meant that the subsequent crops were much healthier and more vibrant. So you are more vibrant when you are your true self, when you are not all primed and polished and dolled up kind of thing, you know? And I feel like that's, like I said before, that's when you get the most compliments because people can tell you're actually being yourself. So, engaging in this time honored process takes patience and diligence, but the results are worth the wait. So, yeah, diligence is like patience. You're going to keep going and not let anything stop you. So, love that. And then we have illumination. So, it's like when you shine from within, is what I just heard. Because look at how we have like a very mysterious scene here where like the fog is coming up off the water and it's like giving a little eerie. So there could be something like eerie about you with grief and betrayal, like the way people are scared of spiders, like people don't really know what to expect. That's you when you're putting on a front. Because people are seeing you as someone who's maybe a little unpredictable. They don't really understand what they're gonna get. But when you are your most honest and true self, which is someone who is unfiltered, you know, you're saying whatever you want to say, singing what you want to sing, dancing how you want to dance, partying how you want to party, staying up all night till the cows come home, you know what I mean? Dancing in a freaking cemetery if that's what you like. You know, that kind of thing. When you're letting your eeriness show, when you're letting yourself shine from within, it doesn't matter if you look good, your energy speaks for itself. It speaks volumes, what I just heard. So that is your most divine feminine persona, when you are actually and actively trying to be something that may scare people. Because no matter how much we love mermaids, they still get a bad rep and people are still scared. Like, I would love the day that mermaids were shown to actually exist. Everybody would be freaking terrified. Nobody's going to want to be on the water. There are people who chase mermaids, and that's when you find your people, because they want to chase the unknown. They want to chase the magical mystical. They want to catch it, you know? They want a little bit of that harvest you have, that celebration, that leveling up energy you have, you know? Which is why I kind of feel like when you have been your most authentic self, it has caused grief and betrayal, because those people who chase that kind of person and essentially sell them to the government. Because those people who chase mermaids, they're not doing it for shits and giggles. They're doing it to quell their curiosity, and they're also doing it to kind of line their pockets because they found something that can make them money that has never been seen before. So maybe that could be another thing that's kind of holding you back from being your most authentic self, showing the world that you are this empress, you know, and you can help harvest certain things in other people and help them level up at the same time, because you know that's going to put a target on your back and make you someone who is targeted, you know? So like I said, I can't wait for the day for the people to see mermaids actually exist. And people are going to be terrified to be on the water, but there will be those people who are chasing the mermaids, who want to be friends with the mermaids, you know? So there's always somewhere you can go to find your clique, to find your people, to find your crew, find your family. And I do feel like you could be someone who may have had some problems with that, which is why, like I said, we have grief and betrayal here. You've been betrayed by friends. You've experienced grief in relationships and friendships and family, because you are putting on a front and therefore attracting the people who can hurt you, because they're not here for you. They're here for the persona you put on. Now, when you put on something different, you put on your true self, you know, you attract people who want to befriend you, who want to make friends with the mermaid, you know, instead of hurt the mermaid or use the mermaid for their benefit kind of vibe. Now, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore, but I hope that made sense. Like, I feel like I'm going on a tangent. Like, when you're kind of like a little spooky and eerie and, like I said, unfiltered and maybe a little mean and stuff like that, when you are that way, that is when you are in your most divine feminine form. When people are looking at you and saying, good grief, you know what I mean? Either in a good way or a bad way. It doesn't really matter at this point, because that you're just being your true self, and it's going to attract the people you want to attract. Okay? Now, this is the last deck. What more can you tell me about group one? When are they in their most highest vibration? That is a lot of cards. And I don't feel comfortable taking all of them, so we're just gonna keep going. When you at your highest vibration, your highest form. Look, we have the sun. When you're having a good time and celebrating, literally. when you're having a good time and celebrating, give yourself permission to experience joy. Like I said, you could be someone who comes off as very buttoned up, um, and you can't have a good time, or you won't allow yourself to have a good time. Okay, the car's just flying out. I hope you saw that. We have 13, the broom. This is, I think, death. So we have tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. Yep, you're sweeping out all the expectations. You're sweeping out all the fake energy. You're sweeping out all the things you used to be and kind of bringing in a new energy. You're clearing out your house, you know. You're giving away things. You're giving away the clothes that never felt right. You're giving away the personality that never felt right. The job that never felt right. Okay, the friends that never felt right, the partners that never felt right, so on and so forth. You're giving out all of those things. You're sweeping all of them out, and you're going to give away these things, and then you're going to be left with a foundation to start over, that harvest, to harvest now, to reap what you have sown all this time, you know. Wow, I love this. So first of all, we have two major arcanas coming out. Another major arcana coming out, we have the Hermit. And I feel like when you do spend time with yourself, because in all these cards, she's by herself for the most part so far. And that's that moon energy. When you take time to, you know, devote yourself to something, your spiritual practice, to your deity, to your God, whatever you believe in, the spirit. When you take time to clean up your altar kind of vibe and get rid of clutter in your house. When you spend time to yourself, really discovering who you are, that's when you shine the brightest. So there could be a potential hermit mode in your future for you to really find out who you are. And it's funny because I always say in many readings, the things that I watched or saw the day before always come through in the reading, which is like so freaking serendipitous, and I just love when it happens. So besides the whole Good Witch episode that I was watching yesterday, I was also watching TikTok, and there's this lady, I think her name is Lily, and she is a something something dating coach, whatever, and she was basically going over this season of 3 Year Bridgerton, which I just recently watched, that I mentioned another reading, and she was basically discussing Penelope's glow up, how she was the wallflower, the lady whistledown, the one who was always on the sidelines watching everybody else live their life, saying that she was going to grow up to be a spinster and okay with that, until season 3, where she decided, I don't care at what point I am in my life, I can always change who I am. She was already on her 3rd season. At this point, you're a spinster. Nobody wants to be with you because you've been out to 3 seasons and no guy has shown interest. Nobody has snatched you up. But there were traditions she was following in her family where they were always wearing yellows and flowery stuff, and she would always get made fun of for it. It's like, oh, here comes the flower, here comes the floofy, you know what I mean? Always done up, you know, in a way that doesn't suit her, flatter her. It wasn't until season 3 that she said, I'm done being the wallflower. I'm done being the person on the wall. I want a husband and I'm going to get it. And it was easy as that. She went to the Modis and she said, hey, I know you've been dressing my whole life. I know my family's colors are yellow and flowers, but I don't want that no more. I want something that suits me, that compliments me, that makes me look good and make me feel good with this harvest energy here, okay? This level up. Yes. And then she started coming out in her green dress with her, you know, just looking good and feeling good, being more confident and wearing things that suit her. Not a suit, you know, not a buttoned up, flowery, little girly kind of frock and all that kind of stuff. No, she was wearing greens. She was looking more grown and womanly. She was wearing hairstyles that fit her, that benefited her, that made her look good. But it took her coming to the realization that she wanted to do that. She wanted to make that change. So I feel like when you level up, when you finally become this person, you don't really care about betrayal or grief or how people will think about you or the things you've been through in your past kind of vibe that may have stopped you from being this way. That's when you're in your most divine feminine persona, your divine feminine form. That's your secret sauce. Dressing how you want to dress, feeling comfortable in that, and I'm literally just shining your inner light outwards. And instead of, you know, hiding who you are, because that's literally what Penelope was doing in season 1, 2, and a little bit of season 3, until she decided, nope, I want a husband and I'm going to get a husband. And she damn sure got her husband. Okay. She had options. So it was kind of like, and then she had to learn how to flirt differently and kind of put away all the preconceived notions that her family was putting in her head. Oh, because she was bigger or plus size, you can't wear this, you can't wear that. It's okay if you're going to be a spinster and stay at home for the rest of your life. You're going to, at least you have me, her mother said. She was learning how to flirt and using Colin to teach her how to, I guess, nab a guy. And nothing that Colin taught her helped her. until she learned that just walking up and being confident and talking about things that feel good to you and being your true self is what kind of snagged her lower debbling in the show. And that's all what the lady was talking about. Or a little bit, I kind of added on things there, but that's literally what you need to go through in order to be your highest divine feminine form. When you're being yourself, wearing what you want to wear, singing how you want to sing, dancing how you want to dance, and not caring what society or familial expectations placed on you, literally. Okay, now the next card we have out is Queen of Swords. When you speak your truth, literally stop it. And the next card we have here is Five of Swords. When you are combative, when you talk back, when you're sassy, that kind of thing, instead of, oh, it's okay, you're quiet and I'm hearing demure and that kind of energy, that's not you. That's not you. But Queen of Swords, don't you dare. Okay, so there are some things that must be done on your own. So doing more things on your own and not needing a group to do it. When you stand in things that are comfortable for you, it doesn't matter if you're standing alone, you're still shining the brightest than people who are putting on the front, okay? That just came through. Now, the Queen of Swords, don't you dare lower your voice for anyone. Literally what Penelope was doing as well in season 1 through 2 and a little bit of season 3. She was just doing whatever her family said. She was a quiet one in the corner, reading her books, looking out the window, longing for a person who she never even actually went after. And I don't blame her, because Colin was acting stink in season 2, telling his friends, "Oh, I would never court someone like Penelope Featherington." Like, frick off. And then you was the one chasing her in season 3. Okay, anyway, I digress. Yeah, speaking your truth, saying what you want to say, learning how to flirt, learning the gift of gab, learning that what you say people care about, the things that you actually want to talk about, not the things you have a script, not what other people are telling you to say, what actually feel true to you. Because the one thing about the Queen of Swords, she is true to herself, true to her heart. That song was coming through. Whether her heart is cold and dead, who cares? Whatever she's saying is what she actually means, and people can feel that. Okay? Like I said, last card here, Five of Swords. You can't be right all of the time. I wasn't really getting that vibe from this card. I was getting more so be argumentative, talk back. Don't just sit there and say, "Oh, okay, you're right." No, if they're not right to you, make your case, state your case, debate back with them, argue sometimes. Okay? Now, if you are someone who already does that, you're not right all the time. Okay? Because we're going to have a lot of different people watching this group. So if you are someone who is quite combative, chill, relax, which is why people are saying good grief. Because you're either too much of a pushover or you're too much of a meanie. So I just heard. Okay, so it's either or for some of you here. So it's kind of like you can't always be right all the time. So if you're someone who's like that, who always wants to be right, cut it out. Okay? And I feel like I'm attacking myself in that kind of way, because the Virgo in me is always right, but I'm not always right in all things. I'm mostly always right when I'm giving advice to other people. When I'm taking advice, I'm just like, leave me alone, I ain't asked for this, and that's when that combative energy out of me comes out. And you could do the same as well. You don't like constructive criticism or criticism in general, but you love to give it, but you don't love to take it. And that's literally Lady Whistledown. She was sitting there giving all the criticism to everyone, you know what I mean? Kind of vibe, just watching on the sideline. Like I said, you are someone who's good at watching things and giving feedback. Queen of Swords, telling them the honest truth, the gospel truth. But then when it comes to people telling you the same thing, or you're like, no, only I know everything kind of vibe. And that's not when you shine the brightest. You shine the brightest when you're open to constructive criticism and you say what you actually mean and how you actually feel, and you don't care if it's going to cause grief or betrayal to anyone else, because you're just living your truth, living out your life the way you're meant to. Okay. But I hope the reading resonated. That's literally all that I have for you guys. Before I can keep going. I can keep going. I hope the reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a reading with me, my email's in the description box below. You can just email me, hit me an email, and I got you. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group twos. If you chose Aizan Miracles, then you're in the right place. Today we're going to be getting into what is your divine feminine persona, your highest form. When do you shine the brightest? What's your secret sauce? When are you in the highest vibration? So you could either be in this vibration right now. So if you would be, this is going to be describing who you are now. If it's not, it's going to be describing the energy you need to embody or, kind of shift into in order to be in your most highest form. Okay. If at any point this reading is not palatable, you don't like the way it sounds, please click off, because I'm done with the whole negative comments. I'm just like, I'm not here for it. Like, most likely it will get deleted because I'm not here for like, oh, this didn't resonate, or now it's just what someone said one time. I'm like, okay, like, you didn't provide any feedback, you just said no. Like, why even comment? Go move along, you know? So something like, if you don't want to hear it, you don't want to be this person, you don't want to go up and be in your highest form, that's cool. If this does not resonate with who you are right now, then this is means you need to be in this energy. You're not in this energy, you're unaligned. You're not in alignment, okay? If this does sound like a personal reading and it sounds like exactly who you are right now, then that means it's the reading for you, okay? Boom. It's as simple as that. But miracles. And before I started the reading, I started channeling a song that my grandma always be listening to. She's very Christian. It's like, he is a wonder, hey, he is a miracle, what? He is a miracle working God. Hey, it's a bop, I'm not gonna lie. I'll be bopping, I'll be vibing to the song. So there's something here about you being a miracle, you're a wonder, you're a miracle working God. So people could consider you someone who literally comes into their life and provides divine inspiration, divine protection, divine inspiration, if I didn't say that already. And you kind of help them. You're a miracle to people. So when you are working miracles, that is when you are in your highest form, your highest divine feminine form. Okay? When miracles are just literally just dropping into your life, dropping into your lap. I'm going to move the chair forward a little bit. So if you hear squeaking and all that, just don't mind me. Okay? I do want to get some more cards from this deck, but there's something here about you being a miracle and you getting your flowers. So when people are giving you your flowers, people are praising you. Literally another thing coming through. So obviously you're not an actual God and you are not God, but people could praise you in that kind of way. So for example, the way people praise celebrities and bring them flowers, or if you're a performer and people are always praising your work, that kind of thing is coming through. They think you're a miracle worker. And the first person that just popped into my mind, because I think he's a miracle worker, is Lin-Manuel Miranda. Okay, if you don't know him, he made the music behind Hamilton. He made the music behind Moana. He made the music behind Encanto. If you don't know Encanto, we don't talk about Bruno. That song. If you don't know Moana, How Far I'll Go. I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. So there's something here about you maybe longing for something, that kind of thing, or just, I'm trying to show you Moana and Hamilton. Don't get me started on Hamilton, because I will never stop. I'm not going to start. I'm not going to start. I don't even know the most popular Hamilton song from that. Maybe it's Burn, Philippa Sue, her song. But it's not coming through, so I can't sing it. Like I said, once I get into Hamilton, Spirit knows I'm not stopping. So they said, nope, we're not going to give you no songs to sing, because none of them are coming through right now. I'm hearing, how does a bastard, orphan, son of a Scots and a horseman, something like that. Like, just Hamilton. I'm pretty sure you know him. He also did the music behind Vivo on Netflix, which I love that as well. I sing that song pretty often. Something about here about, you are so full of music and life, and I have the perfect name for you, Vivo. And if you something like that, would you pass the hat? Like, just so many good songs this man made. He's a miracle worker, like I said, in my opinion, and people can consider you a miracle worker as well. So there could be something here about you being a singer, a performer, an actor, someone where you have to perform on stage. So maybe even in Broadway, because that's where Hamilton made his start. I mean, that's where Lin-Manuel Miranda made his start, on Broadway, and he's also in The Heights. How could I forget In the Heights? Oh my gosh, I can't, because they know once I get into this music, I don't get out. So we're not getting into it, but In the Heights, Hamilton, Moana, Encanto, Vivo on Netflix, and so much more, child. Like, this man is a miracle worker, in my opinion, as someone who loves music and theater and performance and movies and just all of the things, the arts. Like, he's a miracle, and people can consider you to be the same way. You make music. You know, another person that just came to mind is Julia Michaels. I love her music. She has made I've Got Issues, You Got Them Too. So give them all to me and I'll give mine to you. Basking in the glory of all our problems. Julia Michaels, she has a whole bunch of songs. Like, I've listened to every single album of hers, love her, Another Miracle Worker, because she just so perfectly conveys the human condition, what we all go through. It's not just about love, it's about anxiety, it's about depression, it's about self-esteem, it's about not really knowing who you are, you know. Another good song by her is That's the Kind of Woman I Am. And it's like, if the me I am walked out that door, would I miss her? Maybe a little bit, sure. It's something I love me more. That's the kind of woman I leave me for. Basically saying that if she were to walk out the door, that's the kind of woman she would leave her for herself. That kind of, like, very much just bops upon bops upon bops. Julia, Lin Manuel, just like another one is Michael Jackson. Like, don't get me started on my favorite artist because I could just go all day, child. But anyway, back to your reading. Okay, sorry for the tangent. Something here about you being a miracle worker. Okay, and this is how group one ended up being 42 minutes. I'm like, I wasn't even talking that long. But the messages are always flowing around here. Here we have truth. So miracles and truth. You living your truth, speaking your truth. Nunde. Can I get at least one more card for group two? What is their divine feminine persona, their secret sauce, their highest form? When they shine the brightest? Okay, I said 3. Thank you. And we have naked. So maybe some of you could have been called a group 1 because this had come on a group 1. Okay. So truth, and then we have naked. Yeah, when you're being your most authentic self. And I feel like that is everyone, because everyone's authentic self is different. But we're going to get into what your authentic self entails in this reading real quick, okay? Because group 1's authentic self is different than I'm pretty sure your authentic self would be. We're not all the same, okay? So you being your weird, out of the box, free self. I'm hearing you're loud. I'm hearing you're funny. I'm hearing your sounds like a little bit weird. You crack weird jokes. Maybe you have a little bit of like a dark humor, maybe as well. And maybe you don't show people that enough because you're always supposed to be this saint, this person that everybody comes to who has all the answers. So you're scared to be like, I don't always have all the answers, or you're scared to showcase another part of your personality because you're always supposed to be seen as a saintly person. You know, that's kind of the vibe that I was getting. Um, there's a few examples coming through. So the first example coming through was how celebrities have a hard time being their true self because, or when you're scared of disappointing people, for example, because they're like, oh, who I am on stage, who I am in interviews. Of course, there's a part of me that's actually me. But if you were to meet me outside traveling somewhere or at the airport, or you're catching me going to a new flashy restaurant, you're kind of underwhelmed because I wasn't on. You know, like, yeah, I'm a celebrity. Yeah, I have to put on a personality. Yes, I'm someone who's outgoing and fun and blase blase. But it's kind of like I'm also sometimes just a human. I just want to be left alone, especially if you see me in my natural setting. Like, you know what I mean? In these interviews and on stage, that's not my natural setting. That's me on. That's me being the celebrity you want me to be. Now, if you were to meet me in real life and I'm not living up to your standard, what you thought I would be, that's literally like, someone, people are scared of that sometimes. So you could be someone who has like a persona or a personality you put on to people where you're truthful and you bring these miracles, but there's also part of that's goofy and funny and kind of naive, and you don't think you can be that in front of other people because they're going to be disappointed that you're not this person always being sage and being smart and being, maybe the mystic, the person who has all the answers kind of thing, or the performer, the outgoing, loud person. Maybe sometimes you just want to be quiet to yourself, and you don't think you can be that because people always push expectations on you, okay? So already you're definitely not. And I love how this keeps coming through. There's something here about everybody like just not being their true self. Because before it was a song that was coming through that brought me to the conclusion, but in your reading, it's her looking at her reflection in the water. That's bringing me to that Mulan song. When will my reflection show who I am inside? Like, when will my reflection show who I am inside? When will I be able to be who I am in the house, out in the world? When will I be able to be the person who is screaming to come out inside? When will she be able to emerge? That kind of thing, or he or they. When will they be able to emerge? Kind of thing, you know. But I am supposed to read something from the book. Another example that I was getting is I was just watching a reading, just I think it was yesterday, and it just popped up on my YouTube. I'm like, okay, let me see what it is. It was like a very interesting reading, and I think it was from Jess the Witch, I believe her name is on YouTube. And it was basically her. This was the first time I've ever heard of the complex. So basically, it's the Madonna. She called it the Madonna Schmore complex. I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? Is there a lady out there named Madonna Schmore? And I just never heard of this complex before. But then I looked it up, literally looked in Google, Madonna Schmore complex, and they came up with the actual complex. And it's basically the Madonna. I guess Mary, would Mary Magdalene be the opposite of her? So basically, in the church, there's the Marys and then the Magdalines, I believe, like the pure saintly ones, and then the tarnished schmores, you know? And that was the first time I have ever like heard about the complex before. And I'm like, what? And I was just going through a tunnel yesterday. I went through a rabbit hole of just exploring it. There was interviews from psychologists, and I'm someone who's big into psychology. So I'm just sitting here like, huh? What? Like I was having a field day yesterday. And that's literally what I'm getting as well. Maybe you are someone who is more on the buttoned up, pure side of Madonna, the one that people look up to, they praise, they love. But then you have a shmore side, and you are scared of showcasing that part of you because you're scared of being judged and seen as, or being slandered. You know what I mean? That's the vibe that I'm getting from you guys. So if this doesn't resonate at all, you're not suppressing a more naughty side of yourself, I guess, or a more adult side of yourself because you were always seen as someone who was like supposed to be innocent and pure. Then this may not be the reading for you because that's literally just like it's coming through. It's like and look at how this lady is. Oh my gosh, look at how she's dressed up in all white, and that's literally what I'm talking about. White is all things pure and saintly and that kind of thing. But then look, immediately after we have red, which is what red is always associated with bad things, blood. You're evil. Temptation, sexuality, that kind of stuff. That's literally the two parts of you. And then there's a part of you that just wants to be you. There's the saint side of you. There's the more, harsh, brash, adult side of you. And then there's a part of you that's just you. And this is a part that we need to get to because we have this one, and this like an evolution of getting to your naked, honest, true self, your party that's able to be both. And basically, the Madonna Schmore complex is men who have a hard time differentiating between pure, innocent, motherly women and women they are attracted to physically. So if they could be emotionally attracted to women who give off this whole Mother Teresa saint vibe, but they don't find themselves attracted to that partner because they associate schmecks and all that with naughty and bad and evil and wicked and temptation, and they have a hard time connecting the two. So women they may marry are not women they're physically attracted to, and they need to find a way to kind of mesh the two, marry the two, literally, no pun intended. Mm. And that could be you. You are seeing, you can only be this side of you sometimes and this side of you sometimes, and you're having a hard time just being who you are, instead of filtering yourself all the time. That's what I'm getting. So I hope that resonates with somebody out there, y'all. Anyway, like I said, no wonder I gave a disclaimer for this reading. I'm like, if it don't resonate, if you're going to be mad at the reading, I don't want to hear no comments in the comments. I'm done. You know what I mean? I try so hard. Not even I, because my Libra moon is like, leave them alone, let them be. My Aries rising is like, get them. My Virgo was like, demolish them, finish them. And my Libra was like, sis, relax. They do not know they're poking the bear. Nor will they care because they're just there to be trolled sometimes. So just leave it alone. But child, anyway, I'm done. So I'm gonna look up Aizan, and then where's she at? She's a high priestess. See, that's what I'm getting. People come to you for the answer. They come to you for the miracles. They come to you to how to make babies, how to keep their marriage safe, all that kind of stuff. They come to you as someone who it's only this saint and they praise you. They don't allow you to be someone who has issues, who has their own problems, kind of thing. I'm done. Let me get to the book and stop chatting. Gee, I talk too much. Sorry, guys. Here we have the goddess of miracles, and she is Haiti. She's from Haiti. She's a high priestess, and her element is the bush. So Mambo priestess Aizan is the wise Haitian Iwa, a deity, queen of the market, riches, and sacred initiations. Respect her as the highly venerated spirit of the first priestess. So, someone who can only be, people only see you as your work persona. So, someone who's responsible, someone who's supposed to be like they say sometimes, how people who are into spirituality can only be love and light and peace. And it's like, no, there's a darkness to spirituality, and some people just want to be love and light. Some people do venture into darkness and shadow work and all that kind of stuff. Then some people are just like a little bit of, you know, and then some people are completely blind to it and don't want to acknowledge any dark aspects to anything. So maybe you are someone who's always like, love and light and all this stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, people praise like a god sometimes, and God is supposed to be perfect. Humans are not. You are not. So there's a side of you that wants to be your true, honest self, the reflection you see every day when you look in the mirror. But there's something about you not actually embodying that person. So we have Aizan's guidance. You are a magnet for miracles. You are a miracle. What if you truly allowed yourself to believe all things are possible? Dare to dream bigger. So yeah, I'll just keep it in that same energy of people see you as someone who can't make mistakes, someone who has to be innocent, pure, and like I said, they put you on a pedestal, hold you to a certain standard. It's kind of like, well, I do want to be my honest true self sometimes. I do want to be a little, bitchy. I do want to be a little saucy. I do want to be a little wild and out there. I'm not just this pure picture of innocence. I'm not, or of spirituality, or there's a different side to me. There's a side of me that's a lover, the fighter, full of passion, who wants to be naked. I'm done. Where are we going next? We're going to get into these cards. No, it was these cards, so that doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want to do. Stop playing. See, you think there's a process to certain things, you have to do it a certain kind of way, but that's just me. And sometimes you have to just think out of the box. And look how we have purity as soon as I split the deck. Stop it. That's literally what I'm talking about. Like, you're seen as someone who's like so pure and white and snow, like Snow White essentially. Like, no, I have potential to be more. And since the card Naked came out, that song by LMA is coming through. Can you love me naked? So basically, she's looking for someone to love her through her flaws and everything, Love me when I'm happy. Love me when I'm sad. Love me when I'm mad. Love me when I'm bratty. Love me when I have an attitude. That kind of thing. She's looking for someone to love her through all of that. And you could be looking for someone to love you through all of that as well. But people only see it's kind of like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm getting? Someone who may always be friend zoned. Or someone who is, men don't see you as a schmexual being, They don't see you that way. They only see you as pure, innocent vibes. She's the friend. I can't tarnish her. Like, I don't see her in that kind of wig. She's the Madonna. She's not the Schmore. Oh my gosh. How annoying. How annoying. Anyway, what is your divine feminine persona, please? What is your secret sauce? When are you in your highest form? My group twos. Like, yeah, you could be someone who's like a priestess, you're someone who's a tarot reader, you're someone who's into spirituality, you're someone who's into religion, and people only see you as the pastor. Not knowing the pastor be going home and doing stuff to his wife, I bet you. Okay? People only seeing you as this picture of perfection. You're always supposed to be perfect and on all the time. Oh, how annoying. Here we have love. Now I'm just speaking in my annoyed voice. Here we have love. Okay? Your divine feminine power is to spread love, to spread truth, and to be your true self. So I do feel like the part of you that you're kind of keeping hidden, or the part of you don't allow everyone to see, is the part that needs to come out. Here we have protection, because you are kind of protected. Not kind of, you are. I'm hearing that you're kind of a badass, like you're kind of protected. Like, you can do what you do. Do what you do. Like, it doesn't matter if they think bad things or say this about you. You have every right to chase love. You're not a eunuch. Okay, you're not a nun, you're not a monk. Okay, people could see you in that fashion. You're like, oh, like, okay, I have to live up to this. No, you don't. No, you dang sure don't. Okay, I'm telling you right now. No, you don't. Okay. And here we have security. So we have protection and security. How cool. Maybe we can put that down there. So I have to get one more for it to be even. Like, it has to be proportionate. When you're in your highest form, is you're doing the things you love. We have thriving. Yep, that miracles and thriving. So when you're 30, flirty, and thriving, literally, you don't care what anybody has to say. You're just living your life. And that's literally like, of course, 30, flirty, and thriving is a phrase from 13 going on 30. And basically, Jenna Rank is a teenager who is now living in a 30-something-year-old woman's body because she was embarrassed at her, I think, 13th birthday party. I mean, yeah, because it's 13 going on 30, but I'm glad that I remember that. I'm like, her 13th birthday party? Maybe. Yeah, because it's 13 going on 30. She's 13, and everybody in her whole school embarrasses her, and she goes to the closet and just wishes to be 13, 30. I mean, to be 30, 40, and thriving. And then she wakes up 30, 40, and thriving. And she's bringing that 13 innocence to her 30-year-old life, and that is when she's fully living. Because from what we can tell in the movie, everybody's surprised that she can still be playful, she can still be fun. There's an innocence to her. She was a shark in the fashion industry. She was stealing stuff, she was conniving, she was sleeping with this woman's wife, and she had a man at home, child. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. All this kind of stuff she was doing. You could be someone who wants to be a little messy sometimes. Like I said, you want to be messy, you want to be a little bitchy, you want to be a little bratty, and you can't because people hold you to this impossible standard. And you're kind of like, excuse me, why can I not be this? Like, why do I have to be the friend? Why can I not be the girlfriend? Why am I never the girlfriend? Why am I never the wife? Why am I never the person that people want to, tarnish or, mess up or sully, I'm getting a little crazy in this reading, guys, but maybe that's something you want to do. You want to get a little crazy, and people don't allow you to do that. Let me get the card that fell. Like, I'm just going in. We have freedom. The card that fell. You won't allow yourself to be free. This is crazy. When you are free, when you're thriving, you are full of love and life, okay? And that is what I was saying with Vivo. You are so full of music and life, and I have the perfect name for you, Vivo. When you are living, not existing, you're living, okay? You're doing what makes you happy. You're stepping up to the plate and being this inspiration for others, to people who also may be into spirituality or into like religion or something like that, or in a field where you're expected to be perfect and not make any mistakes. No, I want to make mistakes. When you're making mistakes, you're loving, you're living, because you're protected. When you're protecting others, being there for them, or like I said, being the example they need. When you're secure in the bag is what I just heard as well. So when you're working, it's important. But also when you're being a security, like I feel like you can be both. You can be loving and thriving, and you can also be this person who's providing protection and security for others. So this is definitely giving me someone who's very much into spirituality as well. And they're like, when will I be able to be something other than this persona? Now that I'm this person, I can't be messy. I can't have problems. I can't complain. I have to be this perfect picture of saintliness and sainthood. And it's like, that's not who I am, though. So I'm hiding this whole other part of me. There's a part of me the world sees, and there's a part of me who I am when I'm actually naked. Who is this freaking mermaid, this ethereal being who's out of this world, who's magnetic, who's just beautiful, who's gorgeous, who's a siren. You can literally be the miracle worker and you can be the siren at the same time. There's no either or. Wow. So yeah, your reading's coming through pretty clearly, I would say. Like, allow yourself to be free, and if you are living this life, girl, I love it. Or boy, or they, them, I love this for you. Okay, so what is their highest form? We have the last straw. See, you're on your last straw. You about ready to go buck wild, child. I'm hearing girls going wild. I'm hearing what is that show, Bad Girls Club? Like, you are someone who's like a really like bad ASS underneath it all, and you kind of like hold yourself back from being that way because you don't want to be judged because you're supposed to be, and then you're the devil. Oh my gosh. Yes, you want to indulge in all things naughty, all things, I am not this perfect saint, pure person, Guys, I would stop hiding. We don't care what society thinks, okay? We need to be who we are. That's when you shine the brightest. When people can look up to you and you provide this protection, security for other people to say, hey, you know what I mean? You can be this and that. You can't be both. But what this card always gives me, like I remember when I first, or not when I first got this deck, when I had this deck, there was a show that I was watching, and I forgot what it's called, but it was very much a Chinese drama. Yes, I do watch those. Yes, they are good. And it's mostly about like deities and fairies and a lot of stuff like that in the Chinese dramas I have found when I watch them. And so good, so good. But there's this one that I was watching, I forgot what it was called. Is it The Fairy or something like that? No. Anywho, basically how they travel in those shows is they come down like strikes of lightning when they're teleporting from one place to another. So this kind of protection is giving me someone who is also in your field, watching you do what you do, and be this person who can do both, who can embody both, and you guys coming here and finding some bit stability and protection. You providing a safe haven, a group, a community for people who are in the same business as you, but and go through the same things as you. But it's kind of like you guys are flipping the script, you're changing things around, and you may be the person to start this, and then other people will kind of come and flock towards you as well for that protection. Wow, okay, that's what I was getting, because those lightning strikes always give me, and then lightning always gives me Uranus as well. So when you're kind of un unexpected is what I wanted to say. You're unexpected, you're unpredictable, you're doing things that are out of the box, not everyone else is doing. That is when you are your most in your highest vibration. So I do want to read for the last straw. I mean, the last straw, we know the saying, like, this is my last straw, I'm on my last straw, I'm about to break. And we have the devil coming immediately after that. So you're on your last straw to corruption, essentially. It doesn't have to actually be corruption, though. So the last straw is where this page 10, the last straw. When it's the last straw, quite literally the straw that broke the camel's back, drawing the short straw. So you feel like you drew the short end of the stick, even though so many good things are happening in your life. You still feel like, okay, I'm getting prestige, money, fame, but I still can't be who I want to be and go where I want to go without scrutiny, without judgment, without someone having something to say. But we have your message. It's time to face the music. When you pull this card, you are ready for the truth. And we have truth coming through. Sorry. Ready to roll up your sleeves and dig in, ready to face your own personal Monday. The things we have been, what is the word that I'm saying? It's not rejecting. The things we have been avoiding. Jesus. The things we have been avoiding, the things we hate to talk about or admit to ourselves, because that's literally what Mondays are. We hate Mondays. And we're very truthful about hating Mondays. But it's unavoidable. We can't stop Monday from coming. You have to kind of just, dive in. And I do want to and I love how we have the audacity. You have to learn, like, when you have the audacity, that's when you're in your highest form as well. When you have the audacity to do things other people are scared to do or won't do. Okay, back to the drawing board. What's the next card? We have the devil, which is 34. I'm hearing, I'm so glad you're my wife. I think that's the song she was putting in the background. You're the one I've been searching for all my life. I'm so glad you're my wife. Oh. That song is coming through. So I do feel like there is someone out there that is searching for you. They want someone exactly like you. They want someone who could be the Madonna and the Schmore. Okay. And you will find that person as soon as you start being both. You cannot you cannot be seen as both if you're not living both. You cannot attract a partner who wants both. There's a part of you that wants love and craves love and wants to love and be loved, okay? But you're only coming off as this miracle working person, this pure, saintly person. And guys don't want to, like, they don't want to live up to your standard kind of vibes. They feel like people who are like too innocent, too pure, have nothing to give them. You have to show that raunchy side, that unique side to you, in order to attract a partner that wants the Madonna and the Schmore, okay? Because not every man has that complex. So you may be attracting men who only have that complex, and you need to showcase both sides of your personality to get the man that wants both. Okay, who's like, I'm so glad you're my wife. You're the one I've been searching for all my life. Like, stop playing. Anyway, the devil. Did we get to it yet? I forgot. I think it was 34. It was. The devil is in the details. More specifically, the devil is looking right back at you. I didn't even realize there's something here about a reflection. Oh my gosh, yes. She's looking in the mirror and seeing the devil. And that's what she's doing, looking at her reflection, saying, when can I be this person? When can I be both? Wow. Madness. I love it. I love this reading. Okay, sorry. Everything is a mirror of yourself. What do you see? Now your message, you are your own worst enemy. It's easy to get wrapped up in all the things that that are going wrong around you, point fingers, make excuses. It's also easy to assume the worst about people who don't necessarily agree with you. But ultimately, take a long, hard look in the mirror and make sure you are taking responsibility for the role you play in this situation. So you could be complaining about always being friend zoned or never finding love, but there's a part you're playing in it as well. So you're trying to place blame on everybody else, society, men, this and that. It's like, well, you're kind of playing the part as well. So you can't blame something on everyone else. You're playing a part in the situation that's going on down. Hope that makes sense. Pulling this card means it's time for some compassion for others and for yourself. Okay, so there is something here about you maybe blaming others for the situation you're in, but they are projecting this persona onto you, but you are the person who's keeping yourself in the box, not them, and even if you lose people, lose followers, lose friends, lose boyfriends, girlfriends, family members, it doesn't matter, because when you live your full life, you attract people, protection, you attract like-minded individuals that come, you guys can build an opportunity, build a community, build a protection force, a force to be reckoned with when you are actually truly yourself. Okay. Any other cards to pull? Now I want to get to the tarot. When are my group ones at their most highest vibration? I'm hearing when you lead with love. When you lead with love, when you allow the loving side of you to be shown, the side that needs love in general is what I just heard. When you allow the side that needs love to be shown. When you show that you're having a good old time and everything is not, I'm hearing maybe you're someone who posts mostly about work, or you post mostly about serious things, and people would love to see a side of you that's more fun and thriving and love. Maybe you should discuss more love topics. Maybe you should discuss more, like you post more about having fun and going on vacation and doing certain kinds of things, because that's what people want to see from you. Like I'm hearing stick in the mud. So maybe you are someone who's a stick in the mud and you're at your highest vibration when you are having fun, when you're able to love and thrive, like I said earlier, but also provide protection, security. You can be both. It's not one or the other. So stop thinking you have to choose. Interesting. We have the Four of Swords in reverse. See, this is someone who's on the back burner, relaxing, taking things slow. No, I just heard take life by the balls. Oh, hey, that's what you need to be doing. That's when you're at your high vibration, when you are taking life by the balls. Okay, balitos. Okay. We have Four of Swords. Why aren't you resting? They said, nah, sis. No more resting. No more resting on your haunches. No more looking and hoping and praying and envying and just being miserable. There's no need for you to rest and look at things and ruminate over things and like contemplate things. You've done enough of that. Now it's time for you to act upon what you want and what you've been thinking about all this time. Now this card here is another card in reverse, the Moon in reverse. Yeah, stop hiding in the dark. Stop keeping secrets. Stop hiding a part of yourself. Yes. We have taking time for deep self-reflection is essential. You've done that. Stop it. And that's literally what this card is saying. There's no need for you to rest on your haunches and contemplate anymore. There's no need for you to self-reflect. You know who you are. You know who you want to be. Get up and go do it, child. Let's go. Rápido, rápido, arriba. Let's get up and go. When are they at their highest form? You're not overthinking with the Four of Swords. When you're not hiding and being secretive. This is like giving me someone who, like a celebrity who's really into certain things and they hide and sneaking and ducking and weaving, because they don't want people to find out that they like pizza. or that they're not actually vegan kind of vibe. You know, that they don't want, and this is what I just got. Yeah, you remember, maybe you don't remember if you're not into pop culture, but y'all remember when Ariana was in that donut shop and she licked the donut and everybody went into this big old uproar about, oh my gosh, like why are you looking at a donut in a shop and you didn't even buy it? You don't know if she, we don't know if she bought it or not, honestly. It still was in poor taste, but sometimes let those intrusive thoughts win. Those impulsive thoughts win. Let the things that you think you will get them condemned for after win. So I'm pretty sure she bought the donut. You know, and it's literally y'all need to be Ariana Grande life right now, okay? Because she's just out here doing whatever she wants to do. She's dating who she want to date. She was with Pete Davidson, was engaged to him, left that man, said, no, I'm good. I don't want to marry him anymore. Went and got married not too long after. Was only married for like a month or no, a year or two. They got divorced. Now she is with a guy who is still married and has a child. And people are calling her the homewrecker. And it was child. That song she just released, I think it was like maybe a few months ago. Yes, and say that itch with your chest, and that's you. Say things with your chest, okay? Your truth, exactly. Oh my gosh, period. Say things with your chest. What you mean. Stop hiding, you know, and being scared of being condemned. But anyway, there's a part in that song where she's like, my body is yours. No, your body is yours and mine is mine. Why do you care whose I ride? And I'm like, I was just listening to that song, bopping, chilling. Like, I'm like, okay. At first, I was like, what is this? And then the more you listen to it, which is everything, like, I feel like that's Ariana's, like, just thing. No, it's like every song. 'Cause I remember when I first heard Bongos, I wasn't a fan. Now that's my song. I first heard We Can't Be Friends. I was like, oh, whatever. Now when it comes on, I love it, you know? But that song, I was just like, I wasn't really a fan when it first came out. Then, of course, it got under my skin. I love it now. But it wasn't until my friend, she pointed it out. She was like, yeah, and in the song, she was like, why do you care whose I ride? I'm like, what do you mean whose I ride? She's like, why? Because I feel like there was like a big uproar about her being with a married guy or whatever, or stealing him from his wife or something like that. And she was in the song. She's like, why do you care whose body I ride? That's my, like, I'm like, Ariana, please, Ariana, like, just craziness. That's what you want to be, and that is when you shine the brightest. When you allow yourself to, like I said, when you allow the intrusive or impulsive thoughts to win. And she's like, my body is mine and yours is yours. Why do you care whose body I'm riding? Like, mind your business, essentially. Is like, yeah, you want to be in your villain era real bad. Not even villain era, like bad girl era, bad girl Riri, like just being your most authentic self. And that means being maybe a little mean, being a little out of the box, a little crazy kind of thing, you know? And that is when you are at your highest vibration, when you are indulging those thoughts and those things. Here we have the high priestess. Yeah, there's a part of you that is the high priestess, but you're also something else as well. You're not only a spiritual being, you're a spiritual being having a human experience. And a human makes mistakes. Humans are messy. Humans are, you know, not the best sometimes. And that's, you deserve to live a full life. Make your mistakes. Okay, anyway. We have when in doubt, your first gut feeling can always be trusted. Trusted truth. There's something here about you've been wanting to do this for a while and you haven't been, which is why we have the magician in reverse. You're in your highest being when you put aside this person who's supposed to be creating magic for everyone else. Try to start creating magic for yourself. Two of Wands in reverse. Move the cards down. Like, not Ariana coming through. She said, why do you care whose I ride? Ooh, she said, and she said what she said. Yes, and say that itch with your chest and be your own best friend. Like, Ariana, she's just, yeah, she's licking donuts, breaking off engagements, um, breaking off marriages, breaking up marriages. Not saying to do things like that, but she just doesn't care anymore. She's doing what's making her happy. That's being with a married man. She said, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so the magician, you have everything you need to do anything you want. And that's literally the energy, is what the miracles is saying. You can do anything you want. So why are you stopping yourself from doing it? The next card we have is Two of Wands, which says your decisions decide your future here, nothing else. And you're not making those decisions. It's the vibe that I'm getting. You're not making the tough calls because you don't want to be perceived in a certain kind of way. Now we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. When you kind of keep certain things to yourself, when you are, like I said, not being this magician for everyone. Maybe you need to be more selective with your services. Maybe you need to charge more for certain services so you don't have to do as much. Like, protect your energies. It's like giving close practice is what I just heard. and that's basically practices in certain religions or cultures or races that only people of that race and culture and background can do those things. So for example, I just recently found out that like white sage is a closed practice. Only people with Native American roots or background can do it, because it's something that grows, that they grow first of all, and it's something that is also hard to come by sometimes. So everybody's using it, and the people who kind of need it, or it came from them or their religion or their culture, they can't even find it anymore because everybody wants to use it. It's a closed practice. You're not supposed to use white sage if you don't have Native American background or roots, or come from that background of using it or knowing what to do with that kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Certain things are closed practices. Maybe you need to be a closed practice. And now I'm hearing private practice as well. So maybe you need to be more private. Like I said, exclusive about your energy. That is when you're most highest vibrational. When everybody don't need to know your business. Everybody does not have access to you. When you only have a specific protection, when you are protected, and when you are secure in who you are, when you have a specific community of people and of clients that you can, it's a private practice, a private space, you know what I mean? Private. Not everybody can be a part of it. You need to be more close off with your energy, in order to attract the people who will allow you to be a certain kind of way and not tell your business, essentially, is what I'm getting. Because the Six of Pentacles is very much an energy of giving everything to everyone, wanting to be very generous. Six of Pentacles in reverse is like, no, be stingy with your energy sometimes. Be stingy with your money sometimes, But Six of Pentacles, every blessing you give will eventually be returned to you. And that come out in reverse is definitely telling me that you just be giving out blessings willy-nilly. You need to be more selective with your energy. Who you give energy to, who you allow to affect or have a say in your life, essentially. Because you letting crusty dusties telling you what to do, and we don't like that. Or, affect how you want to live and, the kind of person you want to be. And it's kind of like, once you create a community of people who have the same vibe as you, who are the same, they're spiritual people as well, but they want to, get turned sometimes. Build a community of people. Sorry, have to yawn. Of like-minded individuals, okay? Not me yawning. There's something, you're on your last try. You're bored with life right now. And I feel like you need to be someone who's never bored with life. So doing different things, trying different things, not really caring what anybody thinks, what they have to say, is you. No more hiding in the shadows. Hiding in the shadows, you know how that goes. That's a song coming through. Hiding in the shadows, you know how that goes. Ooh, what song is that? Wow. Hiding in the shadows, you know how that goes. The song is not coming through, but I'm sure if you look up the lyrics, you can find the song if you're interested at all. And it's like right down the tip of my tongue. Hiding in the no more hiding in the shadows. You know how that goes. No, not coming through. Anyway, I think that's all that I have for you guys, though. That's when you're in your highest, most energy, when you are able to be the Madonna and the Shmur. Look up that complex, guys. It was so interesting. Hopefully it takes you down the rabbit hole as well, because I learned some things, y'all, and I love learning things. So, yeah, stop being Captain Save-A-Ho, doing everything for everyone kind of vibe, giving your energy willy-nilly with the Six of Pentacles, always being the person who knows how to decide or make decisions for other people. Like I said, it could be you, everybody comes to and says, oh, I don't know what to do next, help me decide, and you're sitting there giving them all your energy, and sometimes for free too, child. Not to say to be stingy or anything, but be stingy sometimes. Okay? I hope you resonated, though. If it did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me. Use my email, which will be in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you watch this reading. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Group threes. Oh my gosh, group threes. Welcome to your reading. Maybe you're supposed to watch group one. Maybe you're attracted or called to group one as well. That would be okay. We're gonna see what this comes through. I'll confirm that for you the more we get into your reading, because I of course was there for group one. Anyway, today's reading is gonna be about what is your divine feminine persona. When do you shine the brightest? What's your secret sauce? Okay, the secret sauce you got to put together to be your best self. Okay, what do you have that other people don't have, child? Anyway, when your highest vibration, all of that. Okay, we're going to be getting into that. So if you chose Satira Brazen, then you are in the right place. It already said it. What do you need to do, or what is your divine feminine persona when you are brazen, when you are bold, when you go after what you want, when you're very much Aries energy, when you defend yourself and others, when you are the warlord, essentially, it's giving dictator. Because I feel like out of all the planets, or out of all the signs, the two that would be like dictators, for in my opinion, would be Aries, the Martian, and Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. But yeah, the two planets that would be the dictators would be Mars and Saturn, in my opinion, and those rule over the signs of Aries and Capricorn. So you see how I came to that conclusion? Okay, that's you. Go after what you want. Be bold. Be brave. I'm hearing be bodacious. Okay, that is all that's coming through. So when you are these things, that is when you shine the brightest. Okay, that is when you are in your truest, most divine feminine form. I'm hearing when you're making things look easy. Now I'm hearing that song by Megan Trainor. Don't I make it look easy, baby? What when I do what I do? When I do what I do, don't you make it look easy, baby? What? But I'm fooling you. Like I'm fooling you. I'm making it look easy, but I'm fooling you. So whether it's easy or not, I'm making things look easy. Like, because literally that's what she's doing in this card here. She's dancing and emphasizing and dancing and emphasizing. I'm so sorry. I'm letting my intrusive, impulsive thoughts win, guys. That is from the game. So maybe some of you are the game fans. And if you don't know what the game is, it was a show that was on, I think it went over to BET, but it started on some network. I forget the network, but it has Tia Mowry in it. It has Wendy Robinson, I think her name is, in it as well. It has some people in it, but y'all know the Melanie, the Derwins, the Maliks, the Tasha Max, all of them was in there. And basically, when Melanie finally found her power, she was able to talk back, because Tasha, and I forgot what the white lady's name was in that show, but basically they thought they were better than her because they were seasoned wives and mothers of the football players. Melanie just met Derwin. They were together for a while. They met in medical school. Now he wanted to be a footballer, and she was like still in medical school. She was still trying to become a doctor while also trying to shuffle or balance the life that he was now living, because they were like, I don't know if they were engaged, but they were definitely living together and coupled up. So she had to join in on the activities of the girlfriends slash wives of the players. And here we have Tasha Mack, the manager, the momager of Malik. And then here we have Kelly, I think her name was Kelly. She was the wife of Jason, okay? And they thought they were the cream of the crop. They knew everything. I think they were like around the longest maybe. And then Melanie would just do whatever they would say in all the seasons. They would like bully her, call her med school, all that kind of stuff. And then like she finally like just started talking back to them, getting crazy, gaining her confidence. And then I think in one of the episodes she was like, I'm dancing and emphasizing and dancing and emphasizing, like mocking them in a kind of way. And that literally just came through. But I don't know. But she's literally dancing and holding the fruits and everything on top of her head. There's trains coming up behind her, and she's just looking unfazed and unbothered. Okay, that's when you're living your most, divine feminine life. When your most highest vibration. When you are dancing and emphasizing. When you're letting your personality shine bright. Okay, and when you're wearing like maybe frilly, like bright, vibrant colors, or like certain types of fabrics as well could be coming through. So maybe you're someone who like shines through what you wear and how you act, and that's what they're telling you to do more of. Continue to make it look easy. There's something about a lot of bracelets. So maybe you're someone who wears bracelets, or a lot of bracelets going down your arm. I know my arm is too chunky for that, but good for you if you can. I guess. Let me stop. But like even though like the train is coming behind, I'm sure the train is loud. You could be like I'm hearing a train wreck, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I also want to say trailblazer, but the little engine that could. He never gave up. That's also coming through as well. So we're gonna read more into Satira, but I do want to get more cards from the deck as well. So let's see what else. What is your divine feminine persona? When you're brazen, when you're a waterfall, when you're just, I feel like you're a little scary, like a little intimidating. And that's a very that's why Capricorn is coming through for you. That's very much Capricorn Aries energy. They're very like dramatic. Aries, very responsible, stern, intimidating. Capricorn, you know. The next card we have is self sabotage. Wow. The next card we have is seasons. So when you're seasoned, yeah, there's something here, and it's funny how it was like seasons later in the show, Melanie like found who she was, found her voice, started talking back. Making fun of them. She's like, I'm in med school. I don't need this. Like being a little boasty, you know what I mean? Brazen. That's literally what the card is saying. When you're like, you know your worth, essentially. You're not letting anybody tell you anything less than that, I can do everything. I can do bad all by myself is what's coming through as well. And that is a Tyler Perry movie with Taraji P. Henson, a fellow Virgo. Hey, so some stuff. Yeah, there's something here about her like realizing in the movie that she could do a lot of things by herself, and I guess like that attracted a lot of love and confidence in that movie with her. I haven't watched in a long time, but that's what's coming through, honestly. But seasons, when you are seasoned, when you learn things, when you become more confident being who you are, you don't let anybody else knock your shine. There's people who are seasoned, who have been around the block. They're not letting anybody intimidate them. They're not letting anybody intimidate them. And there could be like a little bit of like self-sabotage in here where you're going from someone who may have been brazen, but then there's times that you doubt yourself, and that's the self-sabotage coming through. But then you get back into being someone who's more seasoned, more confident, you know what I mean? So you were always someone who was brazen, but then something happened where you started self-sabotaging yourself, whether someone said something to you or made you feel less than, or you didn't feel good enough, that kind of thing. And then you kind of like self-sabotage in a way. And then it led to you being more seasoned. Because you have to go through things, experience is the best teacher when you go through stuff. And that's why sometimes it's like, when these jobs be asking for like, oh, you need to have this kind of degree. I'm like, well, going to school is not teaching me how to do the job, child. Having experience of doing the job is my experience. All this that I need. I've done this before. Oh, but did you go to school for it? No, I've done it before. Experience is the best teacher. Having done the job before and doing it over and over again until you're good at it, kind of thing. Overcoming self-sabotage as well is what is your divine feminine persona. So that is something you have to deal with, I would say. Now I'm going to get into Satira, and she's a warrior, so period makes sense because we have different temples. Templed one is the guardians, then we have the ancestors, then we have the conjurers, then we have the lovers, we have the griots, we have the shadows. Here we have a warrior, so y'all are a warrior. Period. 34. Goddess of brazenness, and she's a Guyanese goddess, okay? And her element is fire, so I love that Aries was immediately coming through. Now we have Goddess Satira is the energy and spirit of Buxton in Guyana, South America. Satira is brave, bold, brazen, and barefaced, casting a spell with her hips. So something here about hips, child, period. I want you you show off your body, you do things and dance and have a good old time. I love that. Satira's guidance: step up, go for it, partner with the divine to make brazen choices, and everything meant to diminish you will elevate you. And that's what I was talking about here, the train trying to distract her, the sound of the waterfall. She's still chilling and making it look easy, carrying the fruits on her head. Period, Satira. Okay? Now, all who mean you harm fall away. Your hurdles are illusions because you are plugged into the source. That's self-sabotage. So whatever hurdles that may have come up in your way in your life, it was all self-sabotage, and you needed to become more seasoned in order to overcome that and realize that you were capable of doing whatever you wanted, which I love. Who is Ma'am Lambo? Who is she? She's a shadow. And she's 48. Let's read a little about her. She's intriguing me. So maybe your shadows are intriguing. Like things that make you dark and mysterious, like Capricorn, like, maybe a little tyrannical, dictatory is also what intrigues people about you. That you just go, like, there's an intrigue when it comes to these people in the world that just take and take and take. Like, I'm getting the example of Putin. He's a dictator, or he's like a whatever. I'm hearing a Pakan as well, which is the leader of a Russian mob. So like there's something scary but also admirable about your scariness. People are like, wow, they're a boss and I'm terrified of them, but I respect them at least, you know? Um, I got another example of someone. Oh, I don't want to use him, but like you just like you may have those tendencies when you're able to like get people to do what you want, because it still baffles me to this day how Hitler was able to do the things he was doing, man. Like, was nobody telling him you wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you can't literally kill off an entire race of people. You're not even a race, religion of people. Like, he was, there's something, see, I'm hearing satanic and ooh, ghetto, like tyrannical, something like very extreme about the measures you may go through. I don't know. But like the way you're just so like you don't care if you're wrong or right, you're just doing whatever you want to do kind of thing. It's admirable but also very scary because you could come off as a little bit unpredictable, you know? Seasons are always changing, nothing stays the same, nothing is solid. Like we can be in spring one day and literally in summer the next, which we're about to be. So that could be important as well, spring into summer, because it's about to be summer, I think. Is the end of May summer, or is it the end of June that sets off summer? Don't remember. I feel like it could be the end of May, like the summer solstice when the nights are longer, all that kind of. I mean, the days are longer, all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, there's something scary about you. People are like, oh my gosh, like I have to follow her because I have no choice. That kind of thing, you know. Like I said, you would be a perfect dictator because Mars and Saturn are definitely those vibes. So you could be someone who has like a lot of Aries placements or Capricorn placements, you know. I just heard Capricorn midheaven, so people want to do whatever you want to say because you're the leader. You know that's your reputation, being a Capricorn. Okay, interesting. This is a very interesting reading. I do want to read about Nana Baluku seasons. Oh, but yeah, Malambo, the shadow, and her element is the bush. Shadow monster. Malambo is the brain sucking, snake like, water dwelling Zulu goddess of rivers. See, I did something. There was something scary. Stop. You are holding yourself apart from your blessings. What ancient pain are you trying to stuff down, numb, or ignore, or avoid? What does your self sabotage help you to avoid? Ooh, not them coming for you. Excuse you. Okay, yeah, there's something scary about you. Like mysterious, eerie is the perfect word to use for y'all. Like your brazenness is eerie. People wonder how you get away with the things you do, how are you so like fierce and fiery and feminine is what I'm hearing. So there's something here about your physique, your form. Like people are scared to say anything against you or even to you, you know? Very scary, intimidating, you know? Okay. Now let's go and read about seasons. Who is she? Nana Baluku. Nana Baluku is a threshold guardian, period. She's only one of two. Okay, so she will be number two. And I'm like, she's one of two and she's literally on page number two, period. Now, goddess of the seasons, temple, threshold guardian, the element air. Nana Baluku is the most high, supreme being, primordial mother, grandmother of all the Orishas, deities, and Dohomes, which is wise women, herbalist, and a healer. Now, you have entered a new cycle that is very old. Allow yourself to become present, trust in divine timing, don't be in such a hurry. There is no shortcuts here. Now that's immediately what I was saying earlier, which is like you were someone who's always been brazen and bold, but it was always masked a little bit by your self sabotage, by you being a little scary or off putting or eerie, you know. So people were attracted to you, but you scared them off. Okay, your shadows may have scared them off. It intrigued them, but also scared them away. Here, you want your final form, the Nana Baluku. She is the highest of the high. She is the mother to all the Orishas, the healers, the herbalists. You know, she is the one they look up to and go to, the person who rules over it all. And that's who you are. This is your final highest form. Someone who has overcome self sabotage to become this person who others, just like other powerful people, want to, like, you know, are scared of, want to lead them. That kind of thing. Like OG leader is what you're giving here, because you're brazen, you know what I mean? And you've overcome self sabotage, and you're just like, you're always changing with like the seasons. Because it said here, you have entered a new cycle that is very old. So what you are embodying is not anything new, but it's like a a reincarnation is what I'm hearing. You know, like the Avatar is what I just heard as well. Like Aang, how he was a reincarnation of all the avatars before him, and he was tasked with saving the world. Like avatars are only reincarnated when there's a big trouble about to ensue, and that's when they come in to be the leader that everyone looks up to be the most powerful person to defeat the dark or the person who is trying to do the sabotaging, you know. So it's basically giving you're not the Hitler, but you would be the person that was reincarnated at that time to abolish Hitler. So I think one of the people that who's coming through, what's that man's name? Oh man, he was the I think he was the prime minister in England when everything was happening. I know the name. I know this man, child, but I'm forgetting his name. So basically, all the big players that played a part in taking on that dusty, crusty man in World War II is who you're coming through as. Like maybe he's not supposed to come through, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Like, what's his name? Oh, I'm so annoyed. And I was just watching a movie about it the other day. That movie with Henry Cavill that came out. I think it was like the Order of the something. Wow. And it's right on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on it. But you're coming through as those people, the big leaders who all banded together to defeat that man. You're one of them. You were reincarnated at the perfect time because you were the person who was supposed to. What is his name? That's so annoying. Anywho, it's not coming through. But y'all know who I'm talking about. And we just learned that he was out here doing side missions because that's what the movie was about. I forgot the exact name, but like I said, they found a bunch of misfits, rebels, who had a vendetta against Hitler and brought them on to do a side mission that potentially saved or helped us win the war in World War II, kind of thing. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Thank you. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. They brought a bunch of ungentlemans on the scene. They like, what is the word? Like, y'all pissing me off with this not being able to remember words. Literally, they enlisted. Thank you. Jeez Louise. They enlisted a bunch of people to, like I said, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare to go and do a side mission. You know, and it was against the crown at the time because those people were, I guess, they were villains or whatever. But the prime minister, the guy's name that I can't remember, is the one who enlisted them. What is that man's name? Anyway, whatever, because it's gonna piss me off. Like, it's right there on the tip of my tongue, and we have wonders. Like anytime I get this card, I get will wonders never cease. And now what I love about this card as well is I've read the meaning of this a few times. Like this is the card of like there's something here about the stone being used to manifest and being used by healers and stuff like that. So there's something here about you being a healer. You could be an herbalist, you could be an Orisha, you could be one of those people. And like I said, you are an reincarnation or a daughter of this prime, the leader of them. Nana Baluku. We have going forward. Yeah, when you're brazen and just moving forward and doing things, following your gut. You know the name of that man who was the prime minister in England when they were in World War II? Prime minister, like what was that man's name? Who? You don't know who I'm talking about? Sure. What was that man's name? Anyway, we have success when you're going forward and moving towards success, and then we have solitude. Interesting. Okay. I'm so mad. Why can't I remember that man's name? No, the one. You're not funny. It's right there. I'm done. I'm sorry. I don't want to keep saying this in your ear. Anyway, yes, when you're in your most high vibration, when you're going forward, you're chasing your dreams, essentially, moving towards success. And I do feel like there's an air of like helping others and being a leader to others. So you're doing things to encourage other people to do things as well. You know, I'm hearing lead by example, that kind of vibe. You know. solitude and spending time alone as well. And I do think there needed to be some kind of solitude or um, self reflection in order to get over this self sabotage. So there needed to be some solitude, some going on a spiritual journey. And there's something that I just learned about on TikTok. I think it's like ayahuasca. There's a creator that I followed on YouTube, not YouTube, TikTok, where she was going to do her ayahuasca journey. I'm like, what is that? And I have to look it up. I'm learning a lot of things today. I talked about something that I learned in group two, which was the Madonna Shmore complex. I just learned about that yesterday. And in your group, it is the ayahuasca like ceremony, I believe is what it is. And it's basically I learned it's an herb you take that's meant to take you on a spiritual journey. To There's like hallucinations involved. Sometimes you throw up, but it's like supposed to elevate and get rid of all the things like holding you back or holding you to the spiritual. I mean, holding you to the 3D world, taking you on a journey out of your body. That kind of thing. His name almost came and left again. I'm ready to fight somebody, child. Maybe it's gonna come through later on in the reading. I don't know. But I'm gonna stop thinking about it. And I'm thinking about it. Ah! Jeez Louise. Let me leave it alone. Anyway, Wonders. I do want to read for that in the book because I love the example that they give or the synopsis they give in the book for that. They're either gonna give me this man's name or leave me alone because it keeps tickling the back of my mind and it's not coming through. It's disrespectful if you ask me. We have Wonders. Like when you become a wonder to people, and I'm hearing that song by Shawn Mendes, Wonder, so maybe that song's important to you or you want to go listen to it. Wonders. The last one, Wonders Quartz. That's what I was trying to figure out. The quartz is like amethyst, citrine, 106. Let's get to the page so I can stop rambling. We have natural rock crystals, clear, amethyst, citrine, rose, and smoky, were all revered in ancient times. The Aborigines of Australia called it Mabon, which was the material through which their shamans and elders gained their magical powers. And I was talking about ayahuasca ceremonies, yes. The Egyptians believed quartz had mystical healing abilities and would bury their dead with a piece of crystal on their forehead. The Greeks and Romans believed crystals were solid ice that had been formed by the gods and thus had mystical powers. Even to present day, people believe that crystals can help manifest their intentions. Perhaps that is better. Perhaps that is because of the piezoelectric qualities of quartz. The reason why quartz can amplify radio signals. There are some places in the world where it's not uncommon to find crystals on the surface of the land. They are especially powerful because they have found you in their natural setting. Okay, so there's something here about you being a shaman. There's something here about you being a healer. Something about you being an elder, which is, like I said, someone who already came indoctrined into being an elder with this Nana Baluku here. She is the mother of all the healers and the priestesses and the shamans and stuff like that. So you come directly from her, maybe. So maybe your ancestry can come from her. They don't really say where she's from, but she's, like I said, the god of all the gods or lesser beings. It's giving Zeus a little bit, but for like African or black mythology. Um, yeah, and look at how she has like a crystal there, and it could literally be called like that could be an amethyst she has there, or it could be a rainbow quartz, or it could be some kind of quartz she has. That kind of helps you amplify your gifts, and that's what the ayahuasca ceremony is for as well, to kind of purge all the bad things and kind of launch you into like a spiritual awakening, kind of thing. So yeah, there's something here about that coming through as well. And that man's name is so much of my tongue, but not coming through. I'm mad. I'm so mad. And I know I'm going to remember as soon as the reading is over because it always happens. But I was having a hard time figuring out the reading comes through after. What is that man's name? I keep hearing Archduke Ferdinand, but I feel like he was the cause of World War One, not World War Two. It's not Michael. Like, what was his name? We're going to keep going. What else? When are they in their highest form, please? We have the chicken nugget. When are my group threes in their highest form? We have the mom boss, absolutely. And we have the last straw. The last straw also came out in group two as well, if anybody was called to group two. So maybe some of you were called to group one, some of you were called to group two. Watch whichever one you were called to if you want to. Okay, so we're gonna get into these. Now the chicken nugget, there's something that looks good about you, the way you look good. That I don't know, the way you dress and the way you accessorize is what I'm hearing as well. But we have the mom boss, how you are literally the mom and the boss. You're doing everything that needs to be done and taking care of people. There's something here about arches. And it's funny, I was just talking about Archduke Ferdinand. Maybe people will fight wars for you. You're the start of wars. Because I feel like in school they taught us that he was the reason that the war began. That the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand, he was the cause for World War One. So you're the cause of wars. People fight over you, and that's literally that Aries energy coming through, that Mars energy coming through. You're fighting wars. You're taking care of people. You know what I mean? You're the commander in chief. You're the person that we look to, the commander, the prime ministers, whatever, the people who are in control of. What would that be in America? The commander in chief, but also the secretary of. Is it state or secretary of something? I think it was the secretary for like wars and stuff like that. But commander in chief would be the main one. You know, that kind of energy is what you're giving off. But the mom boss, the person who has all the answers, because a mom, you're meant to have all the answers, know everything kind of vibe. I do want to get into chicken nugget because that one is kind of stumping me. Churchill. Oh my gosh, yes! Winston Churchill. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm sorry if I screamed in your ear. Oh my freaking gosh, bro. That man's name was Winston Churchill. Okay, yeah. The prime minister in England that was helping them win the war, child. Oh my gosh. Whew. I feel good. I feel better. Now on to chicken nuggets. Whew, child. Winston Churchill was that man's name. That's nice. The chicken nugget is 24. I knew it was coming through. Okay, the chicken nugget, the glorious chicken nugget, the holy grail of foods for toddlers and adults alike. Perhaps one of the most undervalued foods, the chicken nugget. If all else fails, we always have the chicken nugget. You are steadfast, reliable, crispy with a soft center, flexible with your condiments, and universal. You are humble and classy, and everyone loves you. And I think I said that about everyone loves you or something like that. The chicken nugget, everyone loves a chicken nugget, y'all. There's something here about how you look as well. Like I said, the way you accessorize. But you'll always do in a pinch. Like there's nothing that you can't do, essentially, is what I'm getting. That's like when you step into that energy, that is when you're in your highest form, when you believe that, when you fully embody that there's nothing that I can't do. I'm the chicken nugget. Everyone loves me. A child, you're starving, chicken nugget comes in the clutch. An adult, you're hungry, chicken nugget comes in the clutch. Like I have what you need. You know, when you embody the energy of I have the answers you seek. I know what you need. I'm the shaman. I'm the healer. That kind of energy. When you embody that fully, oh, that's when you're in your most divine feminine form. I have the answers for you. We have number one here. I'm number one. I said it that way because that's how SpongeBob said it in the episode where he had the hat and he was number one. If you know, you know, okay? I don't have to over-explain myself here. But yeah, the chicken nugget, it comes in the clutch. Everybody loves you. Like when you're in that energy of everyone loves me, I'm a magnet for positivity. I'm a magnet for change, success. I'm always going after what I want, that kind of thing. How the candle went out? That's crazy. That's when you are the most powerful. And I love how on the other side we have the sun, the source of all life, the generator, the father, the marker of a new day. Okay, that is coming through as well. And I've been looking at the other side for each group as well. So I'm glad it came through for y'all. The sun comes into our lives to nurture, grow, warm, and signal a new day. But as integral as the sun is to our life, as we know it, the sun can also burn. It's time to turn the page, start a new chapter, and not dwell on the past. Tomorrow's another day. Just take all of that out. but something here about, being integral to our life. You're integral to life as we know it. Because, like I said, if there was no Winston Churchill, if there was no, I think it was it FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt, that was the president during World War II. He's the one who helped and came into the war as well and helped us win the war. Because if America didn't get involved, they was losing over there, child. They was losing. Um, so that kind of vibe. You were supposed to like be a leader in times of peril. People they need that leadership capability. That's you. And the mom boss, like I said, you have all the answers. And people look up to you for that as well. We're gonna find the mom boss. And the other one went out too. You out here blowing out candles. That's usually a bad thing, but the mom boss is 18. Flip right to it. You have a skeleton mom balances her laptop and her cell phone in the foreground with her kids playing underfoot. In the background is a mix of a rainbow of filled flowers and everything as she knows it bursts into everything as she knows it bursting into flames. You are the boss of all you do. You do it all and you do it well. At this point, your own flesh could peel from your body and you'd keep typing on your laptop. You are an expert multitasker, but you could learn to delegate. Give up some control and start handling things off and start handing things off. That's what I was saying here. You're able to do everything and not be distracted or deterred. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have diligence, which is like not giving up, you know. So that's coming through as well a little bit. Okay. Now the last straw is basically you are being bothered by something. There's something that you are like. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back is what they do say in the book specifically, and it's kind of like you are basically the straw that broke the camel's back. You're um, the final person that comes in, and kind of like messes everything up. So you're the final, bad thing, bad oogly. You're the final destination essentially. Everybody has gone through everything else, and when they meet you, that's it. I hope that makes sense. Like people have been going through journeys the whole time. When they finally meet you, like you're them in their final form. So when they meet you, they're definitely gonna have to change and move and go towards success and that kind of thing. Especially if they want to be in your life because you are someone who brings in wonders and success, and you're someone who's good at being on your own kind of vibe. So if you need, or if people are incompetent or not following their dreams or doing certain things right, you have no problem cutting them off. And that's when you're in your highest form, when you are fine being on your own if it means, you know what I mean, not dealing with other people's BS. So it's kind of like, okay, I'd rather be single than be in a relationship where guys disrespecting me or cheating on me or not giving me what I need. I'll leave, and that's you. When you're okay being on your own, you don't need others to feel validated. When you're moving forward in your success, chasing that sun, essentially. So, when are my group threes in their highest form? What is their divine feminine persona? What is their highest form? When you're literally calling things into being here. We have Knight of Wands. Sometimes you have to be willing to bend the rules a little bit. That's you as well. And that's giving that little self-sabotage or something like, airy or scary, or you can do whatever you want and you don't really get penalized is what I just heard. And people are always wondering how can that be? We have the moon. Taking time for deep self-reflection is essential. That's literally what I was saying as well. You take the time for deep self-reflection with the solitude energy that's coming up to confirm. Oop. We have no. It's Winston Churchill. We have Three of Swords. It's okay to cry. So you are someone who's okay being your vulnerable self. I do feel like if you are someone who's going through heartbreak, it is best for you to show people that, because they always see you as someone who is strong and could do no I'm hearing could do no wrong, but you're also someone who is too strong to cry. You don't let anything affect you. And when you show things, when you show that things do affect you, that is when you're in your highest form. I'm hearing your primordial form. Like I'm powerful. I'm crying, yes, but I'm still going after what I want. I'm still being a bad ASS. You know what I mean? I'm not letting anything stop me. If I have to be by myself and go after my dreams, cool. If I have to date myself and treat myself to dates, cool. Like you're really always going for something, and that doesn't always turn out right. It doesn't always turn out the way you expect it. So you're, open to disappointment, but you're still living life and not letting that stop you. Disappointment, bad people, bad energy, bad vibes, even your own self-sabotage. You're not letting that stop you. Here we have Queen of Wands. Replace your self-doubt with self-confidence here. And we have it coming out in reverse. Interesting. I don't think that matches. Because I do feel like you are someone who has gone through the self-doubt. So when you are someone who's not doubting yourself, that is when you're at your most powerful. So we're just going to, flip that for you. Hey, stop messing up the spread. You don't let anything deter you or stop you. The spread is being messed up, even if your life is going wrong. You just. I heard you just go with the flow, or you just rebel. You don't let anything stop you. Here we have the patient witch. Learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. That's a solitude energy. You have no problem just sitting in quiet, sitting by yourself. Being by yourself. So that's when you shine the brightest. If you are not someone who already does this, when you have no problem thriving on your own, when you have no problem being single, when you have no problem with being without, romantic love sometimes, if it means that you're not settling. You don't settle for just okay. You don't settle for just right. You settle for it has to be amazing. It has to be spectacular. It has to be out of this world. It has to be successful. It has to be wondrous without wonders coming through. But yeah, you have to learn to get comfortable and sitting still whenever necessary. And look at how her shoulders are crossed. She's not happy about it, but she's doing it. And that's what I was going to say. I'm like, I kind of see myself a little bit in this pile. I'm not saying this is my pile. It could be. I don't know. I haven't chosen yet. But it's kind of like I was going to say the way the spread was messed up. And I would usually get upset. Like, oh, stop acting stupid or da-da-da, and insult the cards in some kind of way. Instead, I was like, just fixing it, not really letting it deter me from doing my reading or let it get me upset. That's kind of what you have had to embody and become. And that's when you're in your highest form, or you're someone who is impatient, but you have learned that by or from being in solitude that it's better to be patient and let things fall where they may, let things happen as they will. Don't try to fight against life, just go with the flow. Keep moving forward. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Little Dory coming through. Now we have the Three of Wands, which is put yourself out there and you'll be rewarded one way or another. Now what just literally came through when I realized we have 2 3s on the board. There's something here about your creativity, or you could be a life path 3 is coming through, which means you are meant to create things. You're meant to be a leader. You're meant to do things out of the box and not be like everybody else. Okay, and that's literally why you have all this ancient energy coming through. It's like giving you've been here before, Like I said, reincarnation, you've been here before. You're the moon, you're mysterious, you're big and you're bright, you're a little bit standoffish, a little bit closed off, you're airy. People really don't know what to expect from you. Like that kind of vibe, that with the self-sabotage coming through. When you're at that, when you embrace the things that make you different, I feel like that's when you really like thrive. You don't want to be like everyone else. You want to be just you. So I'm just me. I'm a wonder on my own by myself. I'm on my own by myself. I'm a wonder in and of itself. Like there's nothing that nobody needs to tell me. I don't need to be validated. I know I'm magic. I know I'm powerful. I know all these things. You don't gotta tell me. It's like when you're not someone who is looking for validation. So when you're someone who's like confident, sure, moving forward and not needing people to validate you, that is when you're at your most powerful, when you're feeling yourself, when you're being the sun energy coming through again, when you're showcasing that life isn't always good, when you're showing your bad moments as well as your good. You're not just showing everything is perfect, my life is so great. No, you're showing that it's crappy sometimes. Excuse my almost French. We have the Three of Wands. You're always going after what you want kind of vibe. You're following your dreams, following your heart. And that's literally when you're at your highest, when you're following your heart and doing what you love. We have put yourself out there and you'll be rewarded one way or another. That's when we have success. We have going forward. When you're putting yourself out there, you're finding success either or. When sometimes you have to sit back and observe, you're still doing that as well. Because a page, that's not even a page, I'm bugging. That is the Hangman. The Hangman is someone who's going to sit there in solitude and learn their lesson until they can't anymore, The Hangman is very much a learn your lesson the first time, or it's going to come back around, okay? And you could be someone who is the most definitely learned the lesson the first time. You're sitting there and being patient and being in solitude, self-reflecting, learning all the things that may hold you back and dealing with them instead of brushing it off and continuing living your life and having to learn it again. Because one thing about life is if you don't learn the lesson the first time, it's going to keep coming around until you learn it. You I'm like, I don't want to be patient, but I'm going because I don't want to have to deal with this again, you know? That is when you're in your highest form and most high vibrational. There's something here about you being a teacher or a leader for others. Like what you have done, you're meant to now incorporate into some kind of lesson, some kind of book, some kind of I'm here to study or something, and like tell your truth, speak your truth, and then people learn from what you have been through, you know? Like being confident, but also being relatable is what I'm hearing. So you're someone who's a leader, but you're the relatable leader. So it's like why so many influencers these days are popular. Like I just heard Monet McMichael. Like everybody loves her because she's so relatable. She doesn't let it go to her head. She's still pure. She's still very much excitable about what she loves to do. She didn't, you know, like I said, it didn't go to her head, and that's kind of the vibe that you're giving off as well. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. That is you in your highest form when you're in your highest vibration, your highest good. Anyway, your divine feminine persona. Okay, when you shine the brightest, that is when you shine the brightest. When you let people see that wonders never cease. When you let people see you get excited over certain things, you know, let them see your wonder. Let them see your struggle. Let them see your shine. Let them see you feeling yourself. Let them see when you're feeling not so sure, when you're learning a lesson, that kind of stuff. Is what people love to see, or when you're at your most attractive. When you, like I said, when you're relatable, tell people, oh, I'm not telling you to be better. I'm telling you I was where you were at one point in my life, and I did this and that to get over it, and now I'm here. Like it wasn't just oh, I woke up this way. No, it was a process, you know. But anyway, that's all that I have for you guys. I hope this video resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe of Divine Fam. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you watch this reading. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.